Thanks for tuning in to my official YouTube channel. I'm Reverend MeeLing. I've been known by a few names. Reverend MeeLing, Reverend Susan MeeLing, Susan MeeLing, Lady MeeLing, Lady Dori, Belle, so on and so forth, depending where you knew me at, when. So, I'm in New Mexico now, on my way to Washington State to go pick up my two biggest pieces from my Medal of Honor art project. And in New Mexico, there's two different things in that regard. So there's the first aspect where I wound up meeting a Mustang from the Korean War. And it was, well, that was definitely different. So those of you who do not know what a Mustang is, that is an enlisted soldier in whichever branch of the United States of America's armed forces. In his particular case, I believe he was in the Army. And his daughter had been my roommate for a while. And I'm driving her with my son to Fort Worth for a birthday party, quinceañera, if I'm not mistaken. And whatchamacallit, my daughter was in the hospital at the time. And pull up to the neighborhood, and my roommate Alicia then goes, "Oh, by the way." Uh-oh, what? What do you mean, oh, by the way? Oh, it's kind of important. I think I should tell you this. Okay. What could it be? Less than 2 minutes from the house, okay? So she goes and says, "Have you ever heard of a Mustang?" I'm like, "Do you mean the car? Do you mean the horse, or do you mean the military aspect?" She goes, "Oh." And she had to think about it for a second. It was like, okay, come on. She goes, "Oh, the military one." I said, what about it? And she said, "You know how I told you my dad's a retired general?" Yeah. You told me that like a couple hours ago after we left San Antonio. And she goes, "Oh, he's also a Mustang." Oh. That's all. Just a Mustang. Just a Mustang. Who retired as a general. And so, pull up to the house. Because, you know, okay, sure, you know, hey, what's going on? Yeah, he's from, you know, New Mexico. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. James. And my son goes, "Yeah. So you remember how I taught you how to salute?" And he's like, "Yeah." I go, "You will be saluting this guy." And he's like, "Oh, okay." It's like, no. No, you gotta. I mean, I know you understand, but you don't understand, but you need to understand, but you're gonna understand, like, because, like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime sort of thing. And he's just, "Oh, okay." So, you know, get him out of the car, because, you know, it was 2 minutes before showing up to the house. You know, those who have military backgrounds or understand the military for the United States of America, sure. I mean, it was really cool. It's not, I'm not denying that. It's just one of those, oh, okay. James, you better salute correctly. And you remember how I showed you how to do it with your hands, like a specific way? Yeah, yeah. So we get inside, and, you know, I taught my son and my daughter a specific way, which is, you know, you salute, you say thank you for your service, and I explained to them as best as I could why and all that. And so then as getting out of getting out of the car, Alicia goes, oh, and by the way, oh, okay, what else? What else do you want to add to that? And she goes, he's on an oxygen tank, and so, you know, he's not allowed to smoke. So if he asks you for a cigarette, you can't give him one. I looked at her, I was like, yeah, if your dad asks me for a cigarette, I will go out and get him a curtain. Like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. You gonna tell me what, to a Mustang? I don't think so. I don't know how dumb you, and so, I don't care. Mustang wants a cigarette. Here's a pack. I can go get another one. You want a carton while I'm at it, because you're a Mustang, and you want to smoke, you smoke. I'm about to tell a Mustang retired general. Doesn't matter how many stars. Just the fact that, you know, and from the Korean War, no less. By the way. And so, yeah. So there are those who understand that, very much so. And so, you know, get inside, and, you know, my son goes and salutes, and the guy was like, oh, you know, that's so cute. And it's like, yeah, I raised him right, yeah, cool, I'm glad you approve. Nonetheless, you know, and then I just, I don't care, I'm in civilian clothing at all. And the guy, he looks at me and he looks at his daughter and he goes, what is she doing? And Alicia goes, Susan, really? Do you have to salute? It's like, I would be hypocritical if I were to tell my son and my daughter, but my son being there, to salute, and then, you know, not myself. Like, yeah. No, and it's a Mustang. I don't care. I think that's just going to be the way it is. And so, you know, I stood there, and the Mustang sitting on the couch, and he's just like, are you going to stop saluting? And I'm like, when you salute, sir. And so he's like, oh, okay. So then he kind of like went back to looking at Alicia, and then he was like, okay, well, I guess she's not going to stop until, so, you know, I was like, you have a good day, sir. Thank you for yours. It was just instant, which is funny because I got that Article 15 until I could act like a soldier. So, talking with the Mustang and stuff like that, and he was like, so, you know, what's your military experience, da, 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 and I explained, you know, my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000, and he was like, I want you to meet my son right now. I was like, oh, okay. What did your son do? And he goes, this is my son, and he's in the Air Force. Do you know what he did? Like, he went in the Air Force? I don't. And so basically his son had not told his basic training tech sergeants that his dad is a Mustang. Those who know military stuff, they understand this. Those who do not understand military stuff, in this regard, when you go to basic training for the United States of America's Armed Forces, it does not matter what branch you are in. If there is any high-ranking soldiers or government officials in your family that could possibly attend, you better let them know, because that's, you know, courtesy number one, but also, you know, that way there's other protocols that occur if you graduate. And so I asked the son, I'm like, why didn't you tell them that your dad is a Mustang? And his dad, you know, goes and says, do you know what happened? They were surprised. the tech sergeants were surprised when you showed up? And he was like, yes, they were. And I was like, oh, I bet they were. But they were angry too. And he goes, yeah, they smoked him in front of me. I made them. And I was like, oh. Well, serves them right. You know, and Alicia is standing there like, why? And then her brother, the Mustang's son, he's just like, yeah, well, you know, I didn't want to be treated specially. And I explained to him, I said, actually, you wouldn't have gotten special treatment. You wouldn't have gotten the soft treatment. You would have actually been put through a little bit extra stuff because of how you were raised to make sure that you did things the proper way. And I guesstimate they didn't announce your dad there, and they didn't do this, and they didn't do that. And he was like, yeah. I go, and he earned it being a Mustang, right? It's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And so the Mustang's like, so see, that's what he did. That's what he did. And I was like, well, you better give your dad credit for where that's due and stuff like that. And so I'm in New Mexico. So hi, Mustang. Along with all the active duty National Guard reservists and veterans in New Mexico. So the other aspect is apparently Leroy Petrie is from New Mexico, and he is a Medal of Honor recipient. And I've been working on my Medal of Honor art project, and I got a coin from Leroy Petrie. And so that was a very different situation. So I went to go get my hair cut from Lindsay in Lakewood, and she's, you know, shaving the back of my head with, you know, a razor or a trimmer or whatever it's called. And she goes, do you know who that guy is behind me? And I'm like, no. He's behind you and you're cutting my hair. And so she goes, that's Leroy Petrie. And I'm like, who's Leroy Petrie? And not being rude, just, you know, who is he? And she goes, oh, he's a Medal of Honor recipient. And, and she goes, oh, boos the clippers real quick. And I'm like, oh, there's a live one here. Because, like, you know, my Medal of Honor art project has to do with getting the gravestone rubbing. So I haven't met a live one that I knew of. And so I'm like, oh, it's a Medal of Honor recipient. Oh my goodness, it's a Medal. And so then she had a hard time cutting my hair because I kept bouncing. But I tried to stay calm. And so when, you know, getting to the end where it's like, okay, time to pay, you know, for my haircut and stuff, I lean forward and I'm like, do you think it'd be okay, Lindsay, if I were to be like, hi? And she goes, I think that it would be okay. Are you sure? I don't want to bother him while he's getting, you know, like hair stuff done. It's a Medal of Honor guy. And so she's like, yeah, go ahead. And so I like fly over there. I do this little, I did my fairy thing where I just, and so he's in the back and I'm like, excuse me. And like my feet are going like this because I'm just, and he kind of looks at me, he's like, I can't do the face, but you are you really a Medal of Honor recipient? Yep. And so just, and you're so awesome. Thank you for service. And so then he's like, oh, well, here's a coin. And we talked about certain aspects in regards to certain Medal of Honor recipients. There's only a few left because it is the top award in the United States of America's armed forces that you can earn. It's like, oh. And I didn't realize that there were so few at the time. Not that I didn't know that there were so few Medal of Honor recipients. More along the lines of I didn't realize that they had essentially been forgotten about. And it was one of those, what do you mean? That doesn't make sense. And so I had told him a little bit more, and then, you know, didn't want to bother him too much. So then I get back to the house, and as soon as my son got home from school, it's like, guess what, James? And he goes, what? I go, okay, tell me about your day. Tell me about your day. Tell me about your day. And he goes, okay, it was a good day at school. Why are you so, what do you are excited about something? Yes! So tell me about your day. 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 And he's just like, okay. And he told me about his day. And then he's like, so why are you excited, Mom? This is new. And I'm just like, I met a living one. I met a living one. I met a living Medal of Honor recipient. Oh my God. And he goes, a what? I met a living Medal of Honor recipient. It's so cool. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so awesome. And he's just cool. Like, so I got a coin. I got a coin. I got a coin. My son just looks at me. He's like, "That's pretty cool, Mom." I'm like, "I know." It's like my equivalent of a celebrity because I do the Medal of Honor Art Project, and he's like, "Yeah, I know you do the Medal of Honor Art Project, Mom. Oh my God, Mom." And I'm just like, "It's a Medal of Honor recipient. I got a coin. I got a coin. I got a coin." And he's just, so how'd that go? I flew across it. I was like, it's a Medal of Honor recipient. And he's just, I love you, Mom. I love you. So since I'm in, you know, New Mexico, kind of figured I'd just the YouTube thing. And I did. I got a coin. Hold on. I could. Gotta fight. I know. I have it, and there it is. I get it out of the thingamabob. And so, yeah. So, since, you know, I'm in New Mexico and that whole thing, figure I'd do a quick little thing. And yes, I did just hit my eyeglasses. Don't be jealous of my non-ninja-ness. So, you guys have a good one. Hope you learned something as far as like the Mustangs and like being respectful and stuff like that. You know, like and comment and share and subscribe to my official YouTube channel. And you guys have a good one.